Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today is a very special episode. We have a return guest coming back onto the show. So Elias Arjan, who's founder and CEO over at Healthspan Productions. And let me tell you, we have an event coming up that I am really excited to talk to you about. So it's going to be October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'm going to let Elias get a little bit further into the details, but it's the Healthspan Summit 2025. It's going to be in Los Angeles, California. First thing first, Elias, welcome back to the show.
Great to be here, Adam. Always love working with you.
All right, man. So we got us a summit coming up. I know I went last year and it was insane. There were so many different booths. There were different experiences. There was a ton of people. I mean, like standing room in many areas. You had speakers. You had keynotes. You had like where do you want to start with this one, man? I know you're making it even bigger this year. And when you told me about the layout, the square footage, I was like, come on, man, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you thought last year was something, forget what is going to be this year. I mean, it's going to be so much bigger, so much more happening, so many more brands and speakers. And we moved to West LA. So the last event was a beautiful venue overlooking the Pacific Ocean. But a lot of people said, hey, we want, it's LA people, a lot of driving. So we moved right to the corner of Sawtelle Olympic in a 40,000 square foot facility over 2 floors. 3 stages, multiple activities going on, even simultaneously. And really, we've built, I think, one of the most unique longevity conferences in the world.
All right. I want to get back into the event and also your vision for it. But before we do that, let's take a step back. Maybe some of the newer listeners don't know about our work together. So first off, actually, let's get into Healthspan Productions. So talk a little bit more about your company and what you do.
So I guess, I've been, in some ways, this is a 30-year journey for me, starting in college when I was an athlete and studying exercise science and interested in human performance. And I became fascinated with how do people perform optimally, physically, mentally, socially, professionally, in business, spiritually, every capacity. And so I've spent my whole year studying that, my whole life, and then the last 8 years, I got into the health and wellness space, which kind of put me in a position to be in longevity and health span. And that's a unique space that's growing dramatically in 2025. I mean, we're seeing just massive interest. A lot of industries are struggling, but AI and longevity are the 2 industries where we just see investment pouring in. People founding companies, all of the biggest names in the world are trying to get into longevity. All the biggest brands you can name, whether it's, NVIDIA or Apple or Google, they're all having a longevity division or approach where they're spending, hundreds of millions or in some cases billions of dollars of investment going into this. And so I'm lucky because I've been doing this for 8 years. I've been able to be at a bit of a nexus of this, working with over 100 brands, hundreds of different thought leaders, and we're able to curate the best of the best to be part of our events, as because you've been producing an event with us.
Why do you think the longevity space is so hot? Like, well, why now?
Well, it's because it's the convergence of the science and the technology. A lot of these things have been theoretical up until now. Like there's been a lot, like we have Aubrey de Grey, for example, talking about longevity escape velocity. He's been talking about that for almost 30 years. But 30 years ago, it sounded like an abstract philosophical idea. Now it sounds like a possibility, in some cases an inevitability, right? That we're going to reach a point where we can extend human life beyond what, right now there's sort of like some people think it's like an off switch at about 120. Like we haven't had a human live beyond that. And I agree with the idea that the first human to live beyond 120 is alive right now. Like I pretty much guarantee that that's here. And the science and technology is opening up possibilities that, we don't know where we're going to go with this. So that's the moment we're in.
All right, I want to circle back to the conference a little bit here. Now, you got speakers, you got companies. I know you can't talk about them all, but give us a little bit of a flavor of what to expect when it comes to the programming. Because I know, like, the companies you work with, like, it's pretty amazing. I'm always shocked at how you put all this together, because I know it's not easy. You and your team, like, it's hard.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a challenge, but also too, we even set another barrier for ourselves because a lot of
Mm,
conferences are basically a straight pay for play. Let's be honest, right? Like
yeah,
you want to attend, the brand comes in, they pay for their spot, they pay for their speaking spot, they get platformed. And we have decided to focus on being evidence based. So
mm,
every brand, every speaker has to go through a curation process with our
hmm,
team, with our scientific advisory team, and they have to hit a sort of threshold of this is a legitimate company, this
yeah,
person is sharing high quality information, and honestly they're also just like good people to be around, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like we just want people to come and have fun and feel like they're part of a community
yeah,
and an ecosystem of this evidence-based wellness. And so like for example, we have, just to drop some names since you asked, like
yeah.
Fatty 15 was named by Inc. magazine as the #1 fastest growing supplement company in the world. They're kind of
Mm,
hard to even get in front of. I mean, Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, you know, has been on, you know, everything from Kelly Clarkson to pretty much all the different news
hmm,
stations talking about her new book, The Longevity Nutrient. So she's going to be there. She's going to be doing a talk. She's going to be doing a fireside chat with Thomas DeLauer, a very successful YouTuber. She's going to be doing a book signing. Fatty 15 will be there the entire time so people can learn about their cellular fragility
mm.
supplement, because basically they discovered the first nutritional deficiency in 100 years. This is
Wow.
not a minor thing. This is since rickets. Like they've discovered a nutritional deficiency. So, you know, we have the scientists, the innovators, and the brands all coming together.
Wow. And I know there's always like experiences and things too. And talk about maybe the exhibit area in terms of the layout and what kind of like areas and things they can expect there.
Yeah, I mean that's a complex map to be to
Yeah, it
walk you
is. I know.
through.
Give us a little
So,
flavor. I know 40,000 square feet is big, man.
yeah, so we have, I mean, if you get a VIP ticket, you get a special access to a VIP Friday reception, and there's some
Mm,
speakers and experiences you only get with that. For example, Dr. Joseph Antoon, who spoke at our longevity leadership
mhm.
conference, and that's where invited him for the first time, and was so impressed with him. I asked him to do the opening keynote because he
Wow.
understands the longevity space, but it's only for the VIPs. And then the VIPs have their own lounge where we have Niagen Plus IVs included. These are like $800 NAD boosting IVs. You get them with your
Mm,
ticket. So you already come ahead. You get a private lounge. You get special diagnostic testing. We also have like an outdoor, a rooftop innovation zone. Sorry, a
mm,
vitality zone where there's like VO2 max testing. There's morning workouts. There's cold plunges. It's a very active area, and then we have the innovation hall where there's
mhm,
going to be most of the brands, and there's some sort of product demos on that stage, and then we have the Illuma stage, which is our main stage. This is where our premium keynotes and panels happen. And we got the same team that does the Emmys and the BET Awards. So it's a very
mm.
LA, like high end stage production that we're providing everyone. So and I still didn't even cover the Oasis. So there's like a lot more. So there's a lot happening.
Hold on. What's the Oasis? Come on, man. I got to hear about this one too. I'm just excited to attend. This is going to be
Yeah.
fun.
Well, you're going to be podcasting
Well, I'm
on
working, of course.
Sunday. Yeah.
Everybody watching this knows I'm going to be on site podcasting and doing interviews and all that good stuff. I'm excited
Yeah.
about that. Of course, the content, the guests that you have lined up for me for the show, for the platform, it's going to be amazing. But what's the Oasis thing?
So the Oasis is basically where people can come, because one of the things you have when you go to these conferences, you know, there's
Hmm.
a lot happening. There's a lot of intensity. Like you know, talking to people about getting a genetic test done or a microbiome test. We have bone density scanning, VO2 max
Wow.
testing on site, you know, HRV testing. You know, maybe you go and you do a red light therapy bed.
Hmm.
So you're doing all these experiences, but maybe you kind of want to just like take a chill for a minute. So you
Yeah.
can go to the Oasis, you can grab a snack. We have like keto, a keto partner, Audacious Nutrition. We have Living Prana pancakes. We have Adapt Your Diet Cafe. So you could have a coffee. You
Dang
can
it.
sit, and then we have the Oasis Flow Zone. So this is a huge projection screen where you can put on headphones and
Mm,
they project experiential wellness, nervous system reset, imagery, and audio. So you can
man.
sit there and do a full nervous system reset to go back and enjoy all of the activity and the energy. So we've
Mm,
really curated this to be healthy. I mean, that's the idea. Like you walk out of this event not exhausted, but
mm,
energized and inspired to live 100 healthy years or more. So we've
mm.
even curated it with that in mind, because you go to a lot of these health conferences and it's just all intensity, or you're in a convention floor under artificial lights in a hotel. There's no
Yeah.
experiences. You're just hearing talks. Your brain is frazzled. We don't want to do that. We want every attendee to feel energized by the event
Mm.
itself. So we've created it very specifically to achieve that.
Yeah. One of the things that I've always admired about Healthspan Productions and all the events they're putting around is I noticed the community that has formed around not only the events, but the brand and everything that you do. And even when you go and you support other events, whether it's our events or other people's events as well. I'm always curious about this. What do you feel your secret to building the community side of this on the back end has been? Because you have a loyal community.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it is a lot of work. You got to constantly engage with people.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, you have to provide more value than what you ask
Mm.
from people. It's that simple, right? For anybody who's doing anything in the world today, there's so much noise and
Yeah.
there's a lot of division and conflict, and it's hard for people to
Hmm.
decide, where to direct their energy. So you have to
Mm.
provide something that has legitimate value to them. And
Mm.
ultimately, I think our message is one of inspiration, because our goal
Mm.
is to help as many people as possible live 100 healthy years or more. And we
Mm.
want to empower them with the tools to do that, because we're in the era of self-directed health. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what's happening. People are just opting in to their own approach to being healthier. They realize that, a 15-minute visit with the doctor once a year is not
Mhm.
going to cut it. So where do they go? We've created a place for all those people to come and work
Mm.
with the best of the best.
Yeah. What's your vision for this going forward? Whether it's the event or Healthspan Productions, or if you want to kind of tie both of those together, like what's your vision going forward for this?
I mean, we really do have large intentions next year in
Mhm.
2026. I think, the two events that we've done this year, or this one we're doing, we did the Longevity Leadership Conference, which we're going
Mhm.
to repeat again in March, and upskill that one, upgrade
Yeah.
that event. This is a highly upgraded Health Span Summit. And our goal is to essentially create the leading
Mm.
evidence-based health community in the world. Because again, like I said, when you go and you listen to a lot of these podcasts, it's
Mhm.
just advertising. I mean, you may develop a relationship with the podcaster and trust
Yeah.
them. And some of them are, I mean, not all of them are like that. Some of them are
Yeah.
very carefully about who they represent. There's a lot of good actors, but
Mhm.
like any industry, there's good and bad actors. And so
Mm.
what we're doing is we're bringing together what we believe are the best actors, and a lot of them are people that you can't see elsewhere. Like they're big enough that they have their own community. Like Dr. Seeds has his own
Yeah.
community, but he's willing to come to our event.
Mm.
Some of the other speakers have very large communities independently where they operate, impacting the lives of hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of
Yeah.
people, but they are all still willing to come to be part of what we're doing. So
Mm.
it's been a lot of work to curate this and build this community, but our vision is to just keep growing it and help the world become healthier.
Love it. Let's do a recap of the event one more time before we get off, because I want to make sure that everybody's pretty clear. Number one, website, dates, tickets, experiences. Let's do a recap of the full event.
Sure. So Health Span Summit, hssummit.com is the website. So it's easy to get to, so you don't have
Yep.
to spell the whole thing out. It's October 3rd is the VIP. If you have a VIP ticket, there's a VIP opening and reception. So you get, you can come pick up your VIP gift bag, see
Yeah.
the brands before everyone else, hear some custom speakers, test the product. So before everyone else gets there on Saturday and Sunday, you can beat the crowds with the VIP ticket. And then Saturday and Sunday are two full days of programming, multiple stages, activation, workouts. Bring a change of clothes if you want to do the cold plunge or the workouts. If you want to, you can choose your own experience, right? If you want to come and just sort of have a more chill event, go ahead and do that. You can get an expo pass, and then just chill in the oasis and visit the brands. A general admission ticket is how you get to the Illuma stage. So just to mention, the Illuma stage, that main stage, you have to have a VIP or a general admission ticket to access. Expo passes are for people who kind of want to walk the floor and explore. And the reason we've done that is a lot of these longevity conferences, Adam, they're like $1,000 to attend.
Yeah, for
Our
sure.
expo pass is $99 right now, is recording this for 2 days. So you can come and just check
Insane
it out.
value, by the way. When I saw that price, I was like, what? Like I haven't seen a big conference like this for under $500. Like it's just that the space is on fire.
Yeah, well, but that's also part of our mission is longevity often feels like an elitist pursuit. I don't have $100,000 a year to spend on improving my health, right? Yeah. I'm not Brian Johnson, like with all this money to spend on self-optimizing. And Brian Johnson spoke at our first Healthspan summit, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
Wow, I didn't know. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we want to make this accessible. Like that's part of our mission as well. And so, we're very fortunate that our community is willing to subsidize the event to get people in with these expo pass tickets at $99. They're going to go up at the door. So if you're watching this before October 1st, get them now.
Yeah. Wonderful. What's that website one more time?
hssummit.com. You can see a lot of the information. You can go to and you'll see the ticketing page. There's a lot of brands, a lot of speakers. There's a lot happening. So it's a lot to follow, but we would love to welcome as many people there as possible. There's not really another event like this that's happening, especially not in LA. A lot of the longevity conferences left LA. So we're one of the last ones standing.
Yeah. We'll definitely put some links in the show notes. Want my audience to check it out. And just a reminder, I will be there in person doing live interviews, and I'm looking forward to it. I know you got some great guests lined up for the show, and I'll be out there hunting for some interviews. So definitely come check it out. And again, we'll put the links in the show notes to the website. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Elias, man, I'm looking forward to this. Thank you for all you do. It's not easy to put together an event of this magnitude, 40,000 square feet. I can't even fathom what that looks like. So man, I'm excited.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it. You're gonna have to walk the floor and
I'm in.
check all the different. It's 2 floors. It's multiple spaces. There's a lot to see. So I look forward to having you join us at the event.